Justin Timberlake selling his catalog of music to Hypnosis. And it's very interesting how this sparkled the conversation, and people don't really understand. And it's very interesting to see the comments of most people when we have the conversation about this. Let me find it. When you see the comments of people on Twitter, you realize that most of people not only don't know nothing about music, but you also realize they don't know nothing about business and life. But they keep coming and commenting about things that they have no clue how it works and why people will decide to do what they do. And a lot of the comments you see from the ignorance are, oh, he doesn't have any money, that's why he's selling his catalog. And people don't really realize what it means to sell your catalog, because you can sell your music catalog from so many different ways. You can sell your catalog as the mechanical royalty, meaning that every time there's streams, sales of CDs, sales of objects, goods, you're supposed to receive X amount from that. And if you are the owner of your catalog, like me, for example, and you receive revenue from the sales, from the streams, from the YouTube views, etc., you can sell that. But you can also sell your publishing catalog, which means when you are writing songs for you and others, you have the author, composer, and you also have the publishing part. So you can sell the publishing part, which is 50% of what a song generates when it plays on radio, when it plays in concerts, when it plays in movies, etc. The sync licensing, you make money from that as well when you are a composer or a writer. Now, thanks a lot, Mountain. Now, you can also sell all of it. And some people even sell the whole everything. It's just like, and I was seeing very interesting commentary from people when after Justin Timberlake sold his catalog, like a lot of other artists did. But you have to understand why somebody would do that. And it's funny because you have all these people that are talking as if 100 million was nothing. And those people probably make less than 10,000 in the whole year. But they talk like if 100 million. Yo, listen. First of all, you have to understand what did he sell and how. So he sold his catalog to the fund called Hypnosis, and is backed by Blackstone, which is a huge fund that is buying everything. Like, they have $1 billion and they can buy stuff here and there. And they're just buying big catalogs of songs that generate income. And I'm going to explain to you why. So, Hypnotic Song Management has, using cash from its Blackstone-backed private fund, acquired the song catalog of superstar artist and writer Justin Timberlake. It has acquired 100% of all of Timberlake's copyright, ownership, and financial interest of the writer and publisher's share of public performance income, and the catalog of musical composition written by Justin Timberlake. So everything that is coming from song playing on TV, song playing in movies, song playing and radio, all these revenue that is generated every month, they bought everything. So that instead of going to Justin, it will now go to them. And when you think about it, you have to ask yourself, if you have a music catalog, that is generating income, let's say, let me give you simple examples of why would somebody sell their music catalog. Personally, I'm an independent artist. I own everything I do. I own my songs. My songs are under my copyright. So I make 100% of the money of my song when they play on YouTube, like they're playing right now, on Spotify, Apple Music, etc., etc. All the money that is generated from all these places, I own, and I make 100% of that money. As a producer, executive, and also as an artist, I also own the artist part because I'm the artist, right? I also write most of my songs, probably 99.9% of my songs, I write them. So I'm the author of all these songs. So every time they play on radio, on Spotify, on TV, in a movie, etc., on YouTube as well, I also get publishing money because I also compose for me and other people, Judge, Nelson Freitas, Blaya, Anselmo Ralph, all these people, Eligio, Sumia, ABG, because I compose and write for all these artists. All the songs I wrote or co-wrote or produced and composed. I'm also the owner of that catalog as a writer or as a composer. But I'm also the publisher of a lot of songs from Looney Johnson, Eligio, ABG, Sumia, Taina, Tia, myself, and many other people. So I also own a publishing catalog. So the publishing catalog means that if I publish a song by Sumia and she wrote the song and I have publishing on the writing part, so she's going to touch 25% of the money generated when it plays on radio, but I'm also going to touch 25% as a publisher. So because I own publishing, writing, composing, and also copyright as I own the CDs, the songs themselves, and I also make money from shows. I own the YouTube channel, all the music videos on the YouTube channel. So I generate income from all these different places. So let's do some fake numbers for you to understand why would somebody who's generating money, why would that person sell their catalog? So I don't know how much Justin Timberlake makes per year from his catalog, but let's just imagine something more human, I would say. Somebody that would generate, let's say, with very simple thing, let's say you generate every month 8,000 from all these. A little bit of publishing, a little bit of writing, composing, a little bit of streams, a little bit of YouTube. Let's say you make every year 100,000 euros or dollars. You make 100K every year. So if you want 100K, you have more than enough. Let's say your rent is 1,000. Let's say cost of life for you to feed your family is another 2,000, so that's 3,000. investment, this and that. Let's say you spend 5,000 every month and you make 8, so you still have another 3 that's left for emergencies, whatever. Now imagine that if you make 100K every month, you're gonna need 10 years to make $1 million, right? And in these 10 years, you're gonna spend money, right? You're gonna invest. Maybe you're gonna want to buy a house. Maybe you're gonna have a mortgage, etc., etc. But you're gonna have to make 10 million, right? You're gonna need 100 years at this space. Now, if somebody comes to you and tells you, look, you generate 100,000 per year, which means in 10 years you will make $1 million. I'm giving you 5 million now. You're gonna have to think about it. Even if you are making good money. If you're making good money, you make 10,000K per month, and somebody tells you, I'm giving you 5 million now to have all your catalog, everything. I want the money that is generated from your YouTube channel. I want the money that is generated from your streams. I want the money generated from your writing, from your composing, etc., etc. Of course, I'll give you a percentage of 6%, 10%, based on the fact that you have to give copyright to when you become the owner, right? But so you will get your little artist share, but I'm willing to give you 5 million right now, and I become the owner of your catalog. Now you have to think about it. How long does it take you to generate 5 million at your current pace? So let's say you make 10K per month. So 10K multiply by 12, in 1 year you make 120K. So that's 1 year. So if you multiply by 10, in 10 years you make $1.2 million. You need another, I would say, by 4 to make 4,800,000. You need 40 years if you make 100K. If you make 100K per month, you're gonna need 40 years to make 4.8 million. So now let's say that you want to be the owner and you don't care, blah 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 blah, and you say, nah, it's not my price, I'm not interested. And if you're 20 years old and you have all this catalog that is making that money, and you're like, yo, when I reach 60, yeah, I'm cool. When I reach 60, yeah, I'll make my 4 million in 40 years. If my catalog continues to generate that money, the back catalog, which means all your catalogs of songs and the new things you did, and maybe you can do a hit, etc., etc. But if you are, if you're 50 years old, if you're like me, let's say you are like me, you make 100K per year from your music, and in 40 years you will be 90. You don't know if you want to work like this for another 40 years, creating songs all the time, etc., etc., when you could make 5 million right now, and with these 5 millions, you take 2 millions, and you buy yourself everything you need for you and your family. You buy a house, you buy a nice car, something for the family, house, car, everything you need. I think with a million and some, you're good. Then you take maybe the other million, you leave it in your bank account for things that you might need, maybe a second house or house, like education for your children. You pay for their education until they reach 25 some. You have a fund for those things like emergency fund. You're good with 2 million. Now you have 3 million. With your 3 million, if you put it in the right places, and I'm really conservatively, if in a place that would give you, let's say 5% of the 3 million, if you block them in those places. So 5% of 3 million is 150. Is 150, yeah. So 150 divided by that you would do per year. If you place your 3 million, you can do 150 per year. Divided by 12, you make 12,000 per month. So you were making 10,000 per month with your catalog, working hard, making songs, etc. And after buying a house, with 30% of the money, the 5 million, you buy a house and you buy everything you need for your family. Plus you have pocket money for 1 million. Listen, you're good. And you place your 3 million at 5%. So that's very conservative, because you could place it in more riskier stuff. You can put it in crypto. There's some places that give you 10%, 12%. Like, you have places where you can get more, but let's say in a conservative 5%, you just go to some bank and you tell them, listen, I'm giving you my 3 million. You do whatever you want with it, but I want this money to be blocked. So it's still my money, but I lock it there, 10 years, whatever. It's just locked there. But you guys give me 5%. They will give you 12,500 per month, which is 2,000 more than what you were doing. And you had to pay the rent, and you had this, and you had to work hard because you. So this to me is a simple calculation to how much I would sell my catalog. If my catalog was making 10,000 per month, and it would take me 40 years to get 5 million, if somebody comes today and give me 5 million right now to get my whole catalog, I'm selling it. Of course. Where would I keep it? I know how to generate more than the 10%. I know how to generate 12% from that. The right stock, the right this, the right crypto, like diversification. I would just go on a completely other business with my 5 million. Plus I buy a house, so no more stress as I have to do a show, etc., etc. Now imagine if you are Justin Timberlake and you already made a ton of money from your shows, from your music, from your copyright. You've been making money for a long time already. You've been making money from the days of NSYNC. So you've been making money, millions of dollars, for the last 20 years already. So you probably bought yourself 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. You probably have all the cars you want. You have kids, you have a wife. You're good. You perform, you respected, you made movies. When you make a movie, you get paid like 10 million per movie. You're good. You don't even have to ask yourself what you would buy. And somebody comes to you, let's say your catalog is generating, in terms of plays, radio, I don't know. Let's say you generate 2 million every year from all this, and somebody comes to you and say, okay, you make 2 million every year, so it's going to take you 10 years to make 20 million. And it's gonna take you another 50 years to make 100 million. And I come to you and I tell you the same thing. I'm gonna give you 100 million. Listen, today, personally, I don't feel the need to do shows. I don't need to financially because I'm good, but at the same time, I don't yearn it. Like, it's just, I'm just past that part of my life, and it's okay. But imagine if I had no choice. Like a lot of my colleagues, they don't have no choice. They have to do shows to survive. So they just spent 2 years doing 0 shows, right? And they don't, like, maybe they had to leave their house, maybe they have to go back to their parents' house, etc., live with a friend, roommates, whatever. Some of us suffered from the last 2 years. And now you're back to looking at your catalog. Maybe your catalog is generating, I don't know, 500 euros per month from your songs. Maybe you have less songs, whatever, or you don't have like so many hits. Maybe you're making 500 songs, and the promoters are telling you, yeah, you know, you can come sing to my club, but I can only pay you 600. 600? Yeah. You know, I don't need you. I mean, I can just put a DJ nowadays. Like, he's going to play some Afro house and people will be happy. So, but I can give you 600. It's a cold world. Now your rent is 1,000. So you're going to have to take those 600. You're going to have to take those 600 because you don't have a choice. You need to do at least one show like this at 600. And if you make 500 from your catalog every month, you're going to make 1,001. So at least you have 100 left to pay electricity and some food. So if you're in this position and you make 1,000 per month, meaning you're going to make in a year as an artist, you're going to make 12,000 or 13,000. If I come out of nowhere and I say, hey, I want to buy your catalog of songs. I want to buy your 50 songs. Yeah, I'll give you 50,000. You're going to sell that shit because 50,000 is 50 months of rent that you're going to be like, yo, wait a minute. Am I going to keep suffering for that? Or maybe I get a clean start with 50,000. Maybe I can invest in a house. Maybe I can invest in a project, a restaurant, something. You can buy some Bitcoin, try my luck on crypto, whatever you feel like. Or I can just have 50,000 on the side and maybe try to continue doing some shows. But because I have the choice to say no, I'm going to just do the shows that I want to do, paid at a certain price. And I know that I have 50 months to figure it out. So 50 months, that's 4 years. You have 4 years to figure it out, and at least you can pay your rent for 4 years. Or you can buy something. You can buy something small, depending on where you live. With 50K, you can buy something, and maybe get a job, so whatever. You can just. It's sometimes you're just tired of doing what you're doing for the price you're doing. And if you are on the level of a Justin Timberlake, maybe you're done. Maybe you did everything. You got money. You okay. You make good money. You make $1 million per year or whatever. You sell your shows in Las Vegas for $1 million to be there for a whole summer, whatever. I don't know his finances. But in every level, there's a price where it just makes sense to sell. Every level. Unless you have a plan that goes way further than that, on every level, it makes sense to sell. Because for me, really, with what I make every year from music, yeah, listen, 5-6 million, I'm selling. Yo, listen, at 6 million, like I told you, I just get 2 million. I buy me the house that I like. I buy I get $1 million in cash in my bank account, and with the 4 million, I know I will put 3,000 in something very stable that will generate me probably, if I put 3 million there, yeah, I would probably put it in some DeFi crypto and try to generate and stock. I will diversify to have less risk, but I will probably generate with my 3 million a good 300,000 per year, probably between 200 and 300. So let's say I generate 200,000 per year. So monthly, I'm just doing 16,000 just from that money. And then I will take the last million and I will put it in something crazy. Like I will diversify, divide everything by 10 and put 100K in a lot of DeFi projects that generate like 100% per year. So meaning that if you put $1 million, the next year you get another $1 million. And I would play now with this money that I'm willing to lose. I don't care to, I mean, it's not I don't care to lose, but I'm not scared to lose them because I'm diversified. And I already bought my house. I'm cool. Paid my kids' school for my daughter. I pay school until she's 20. Have some money for her university, her own apartment, etc., etc. Same for my son. All this, and then I can take $1 million to try something like you can afford to lose now. So me, yeah, 6 million. Somebody comes tomorrow, yeah, take everything. Take everything. I mean, I keep the YouTube channel, so I can do my club Shada, but everything else, yeah, you can have it, because it's gonna take me until 90 years old to make the same 6 million. It's gonna take too much time. I mean, my NFTs, I might with the NFTs, I might make them quicker. I know how to make money, and I'm investing to actually do this myself, generate that money by myself using my investment in crypto, my investment in stock options, etc. So I'm not in that position. I might be in a position tomorrow when somebody arrives to me and say, hey, I want to buy your catalog for 7 million. And I'll be like, I don't need that money. I made it by myself. So that's what I'm working on today. But if tomorrow somebody comes and tell me that, oh, I'm selling. But if somebody comes to me and tell me, hey, I want to buy your catalog for 200,000, I say, no, I'm not interested. I can make that money in 2 years. Actually, I can make that money in 1 year. And this year I made that money in 6 months. So I'm not interested. But at a certain number, it completely makes sense. So in my opinion, Justin Timberlake just did the same calculation in his head. They were like, yo, how much it takes me to make 100 million? Let's go.